In the last episode, I talked about my desire to do hard drugs, and I want to dig into that a bit. I used to have fantasies, I guess, about being a mess, being a drug addict, or having a breakdown or something. Fantasies about losing control, but I never could or would. And those fantasies have returned. I was having a conversation with a family member recently where I said something like, "Don't worry about me. Even my therapist doesn't worry about me," which is true. I'm moved and I'm only seeing him once a month, but he thinks I don't need him and I'll be fine. Clearly not, Doc, but thanks for the confidence. Then I related that conversation to him, the one about him, and he asked, "Should I be worried?" And I said, "I don't know, probably not." I mostly mentioned it to him to illustrate how no one ever worries about me. Everyone always thinks I'm tough and I'll be just fine. Maybe that's how I used to be, but I haven't been that way for a long time. Or maybe I never really was. I just looked like I was. And later I thought about when he asked, "Should I be worried?" I don't know. That felt really good. Just like a little hint of someone worrying about me felt unreasonably good. I told him, I always do what needs to be done. My primary told me she thinks I'm depressed a while back. I told her that I can't be depressed. I'm still doing all the things I need to do. I work out like 4 times a week. Depressed people don't do that, right? She said I'm depressed and resilient. Anyway, addiction. I've never been addicted to anything other than coffee and nicotine once, and maybe those double chocolate cookies from the Whole Foods cookie bar. And definitely nothing in a way that messed up my life or anyone else's. And I've done my share of things, probably your share too. But some part of me wishes that I could just lose control. This one bar I used to work in, I remember one night the manager pulled out the schedule and put it in front of me and was like, "Pick any nights you want." And I was like, "Why me?" I was thinking, I'm not the prettiest girl here. I'm nothing special. I mean, I think I have a good personality and I actually danced, but that's not what most places actually look for in an exotic dancer. So I asked, "Really, why?" And he was like, "You show up." At this time, I had a high tolerance for alcohol, but I did drugs at work and drank a lot. I've done acid at work, and the only person who figured it out was the DJ. And that's only because I turned down a drink when he offered to buy me one. But I showed up, and I was never cut off. I asked the bartenders once on my birthday when I was wasted why I never got cut off, and they told me you're never drunk, which was generally true, but definitely not true in the moment. Later, I was a tile installer, and when I was an apprentice, this friend of mine from work used to pick me with like a year of experience to take on jobs over his sons, and he wasn't a creep or anything. I asked him why, and he said the same thing. He said, "You show up." Why do people have such a hard time showing up? And maybe because I show up, I judge people for not showing up. I wasn't lying when I told my therapist not to worry about me. Not yet, anyway. Even at the end of the year, depending on how things go, I'm probably not going to kill myself directly anyway. I think I'll just fall into absolute hedonism until I die, without having to worry about getting clean someday or refilling my savings account. I'll take you on that journey if you want me to. I really can't wait to try heroin.